And we back, y'all. Hey, welcome to my channel, Watch Your Mouth Reviews. This is your boy James. I am here to give my honest review while trying to watch my mouth. Not gonna happen this video, but that's all right. For any of those who are new to my channel, welcome. Thank you. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Real Housewives of Dubai gets some good reviews on here as far as watch parties. I get about 56 hours watching hours here. And I know all y'all ain't subscribed to me, so go ahead and subscribe, especially if you enjoy yourself and like what you see. What's the big deal? Just go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And while you subscribe, let me introduce my co-host, Mrs. Best. Y'all say what's up to her.
Good evening.
Yes, so she's also a YouTuber here. If y'all don't know who she is, we do recaps together. So any recaps of TV shows that y'all like to see, like Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, which will be on her channel in about 45 minutes or so to recap that show. And then also she does Basketball Wives, when Real Housewives of Beverly Hills will come back on. All these shows I do with her on her channel. So if y'all like what y'all see, go to her channel, subscribe, because you don't want to miss it. Trust me, we cut up, especially on Love and Hip Hop. So, and Basketball Wives too. Sometimes we go a little crazy there too. But y'all, this is Real Housewives of Dubai season 2, episode 10. This episode got on my nerves. They are really, it's becoming better. I must say it is much better. Hey Miss J, good night. Thank you for stopping by, love. We appreciate you. But overall, let's get into this recap and review. So it opens up where the last episode took off, which was the ladies going to dinner and they were actually doing a dressed up going to this very exquisite restaurant in Bali. So Lisa Milan organized for a designer to make dresses or pull dresses from a rack that would fit some of the girls. And out of all the ladies, Lisa Milan, Chanel Ayan, Saba, and Sarah were the only ones that were ready to go to dinner. The other ladies, which is Stansberry, Brooks, and Talene, they were complaining about their dresses the entire time. They were pretty much like, I hate this color, it doesn't have any buttons and everything. And Lisa was like, we're going to be really late to dinner, so we're just going to leave them. They're just going to catch up with us and drive the other car. And that's what they do. They pretty much go into the ladies pretty much are like, okay, well, we're still putting on our dresses, and they leave them. And I would have left them too. If I told you to be ready at dinner at 8:30, I mean 8:30. Don't you bring your ass down there at 9 o'clock. I'm gone already. So, Mrs. Best, do you think that Lisa was wrong for leaving them there?
No, there's a
But she,
reason. What? Now, I give people a 15-minute buffer. And if you're somebody really close to me, I'll give you 20. And after that, I don't give a fuck who you are. I'm gone. And that's just how it is. That's just how it is. I feel like everybody is busy. Everybody's time is valuable. And when you're on a trip, especially a planned trip, like show up on time. And we'll get to it later, but to not send a text like, sorry, we finna be late, or we're having some
Mhm.
wardrobe issues. I would have left their ass too. Shit.
I would have as well. I wouldn't have cared in one way or the other. They made it to dinner or not. So they ladies get to the restaurant. The waitress asked them, she goes, is there anyone joining you? And she goes, yeah, sadly, they're very late and we're very sorry. And the waitress was like, no problem. We'll give you a minute. So, Sarah was like, I don't understand why they're late. Like, this is crazy. And so Lisa said that in the hallway she had saw right after 20 by, that's rude. I'm just if I said 8:30, I mean 8:30. If you ain't there, I'm leaving you. I'm sorry. I ain't got and especially if I'm hungry too. Oh no, forget about it. But Lisa said that she saw Talene coming in, and Talene said she hated her dress. And Saba was like, are you serious? This is all over her them not liking the dress. Like, are you like, come on, this is ridiculous. So Sarah's like, let me just call Brooks and let me see what's going on here. So she calls Brooks and she says, Brooks, where are you? And she goes, I don't like my dress. I don't wear mustard yellow. And Lisa knows this and all of that. And I'm looking at them. I'm looking at that phone like, really, Brooks, really? And Tilly's like, yeah, my dress doesn't even have buttons. And Sarah's like, my dress ain't got no buttons either. Just put you on a belt and come on. And she goes, well, we're not going to make it to dinners. And so they pretty much tell, so They told the other girls they're not going to make it to dinner. They decided to eat at the hotel. And Lisa was like, "That's very disrespectful to the designer." And I made all these arrangements. Now, from Lisa's standpoint, I understand because if you're going out your way to, you know, I don't want to say they were in theme because I don't know if that really was the theme or if they were just in traditional gowns. I don't know what it was. I don't remember, but I just remember Lisa saying she went out of her way, and I felt like that is messed up if she went out of her way. If the dresses were ugly, it's
It
not
was
like
supposed to be like a cultural thing, how the women in Bali like dress up when they go to dinner or like special events, baby showers, out to eat. So it to down the dresses when she presented it to them as something that was cultural, rude. And then personally, I'm a travel lover, so if I'm traveling to other countries or hell, if I'm traveling to another state, I'm a go along with what the culture is there. If I'm in Texas, I'm gonna put me on a hat. If I'm if I'm in California, I'm gonna keep on my shorts and my sandals. But I feel like you should respect culture wherever you go. Nobody is too rich to respect culture. Unless you're a billionaire, I will not accept it.
I agree, and I just felt like and like Saba said, I can't believe I'm agreeing with Saba right now because I know I don't see it for her,
This whole
but it's
episode,
not.
she was making sense, which
I
irritated
mean,
me.
the most sense. I mean, I might have misjudged. No, I didn't misjudge her. What I saw was what I saw, but she may turn me around. That's how I look at that. She may turn me around a little bit. It was a cultural suck up. It's called respect. It was cultural suck it up. It's called respect. Facts. Yeah, we're all in agreement with that. We're like, what was the big deal? What are we? Why is this such a crazy? And as I said, I can agree it wasn't the best look on all the ladies, but I felt like if Brooks would have tried it, because when they actually showed the dress, it actually was really pretty. And I think it would have looked beautiful on her. The only dresses that I felt like were really beautiful on the ladies, I feel like Chanel Yans was okay. Lisa's was beautiful, and Saba's was beautiful. That green was beautiful on her skin. It really was. And her hair was all poofy. She looked beautiful. Sarah looked okay as well. So I was like, I feel like y'all were just, it is what it is. You can't expect too much from them. So when the other ladies get back to the hotel and see the other women, you know, eating the hotel food, they're angry. They're like, and especially Chanel Ayan, I was actually surprised, her defending Lisa. I guess you had to do a lot of makeup because of what you did the previous episode. So she goes, like, why didn't you guys come to dinner? She was yelling at everybody from Talene, from Brooks to even Stansberry, who she wasn't speaking to. So when she called out Stansberry was like, I didn't even know we were even talking. I mean, no, I didn't like the dress. I didn't want to go. And that's what it is. And I'm sorry. And so pretty much all except Stansberry, but Brooks and Talene pretty much apologized for not making it, which was the least they could have done because it was really pathetic of them. But from what we understand of this scene, Talene and Brooks seem to be heading back towards their friendship. I wonder how long this is going to last because what? Too long ago, these two were at each other on Twitter. So it was nice to see them getting along. They're laughing and everything, and even Brooks makes amends with Stansberry, and they were somehow able to get their threesome back to working again. How did you feel about this ending scene before we move on to the next thing?
Ayan got on my nerves a little bit. After the way you behave, be still. You know, just be still. It's okay. It's okay. Um, so I didn't really care for her coming in like all hot headed when just the other night your bald head was sitting in the bed, throwing a fit, going off on your best friend, not coming out neither. So I felt like she can't really be mad at anybody else for that. But I don't know, they all got on my nerves. Culturally, it was disrespectful, but I don't think it was so deep to discuss. The people I expected to not participate did not participate. So
Mhm.
while I
Yeah.
didn't like how nobody acted, I wasn't surprised by the ones who participated and didn't. So I will leave it there.
Yeah, pretty much. So they all, go into their quarters. They go to bed. It's the next morning, and Lisa actually arranged for the women to go ATV in because that's something they actually do in Dubai. So they have it done in Bali, which Mrs. Best, we have to do this when we go to Bali. because that looks like a lot of fun. I'm sorry. We have to do. I actually want to do with Lisa's event and also with Stansberry um,
Do it
picked for
all.
her and Yan. I wanted to do it all because that was all like what we like
Save
to do.
PTO. Save PTO.
Girl, look, I'm trying to have a whole new job. So yeah, I'm trying to look. We're going to plan this next year. But
Listen, I can say save PTO because they done discovered me on YouTube, y'all. They found me.
okay, for real. Like they found me too. I'm like, oh shit. Okay, so but what was I gonna say? So Stansberry FaceTime Sergio, which I really don't care. It was a bunch of "Hi, honey, I miss you. Oh my god, you have a picture," and all this kind of stuff. And she tells him that she actually invited Shanayan out to lunch because she wants to make amends. She felt bad for what she did and how it caused a rift between Lisa and Shanayan. And I'm looking at Stansberry like, sure, sure, you did not mean to come between that friendship. Sure, you didn't. And to her credibility, y'all,
No, she full of it. I don't buy it.
I think here's the thing. I think two things can be true at the same time. Intentionally, no, I don't think she meant to come in between those ladies' friendship. But now that the damage has been done, I do think that she is relishing in it as well as Caroline Brooks over there. So I think the Carolines are definitely relishing that these two have a rift between them. I definitely think that that is. So that's why I'm looking at her side. So Chanel Young gets her makeup done, and she's telling the her business partner who does her makeup, that she's going out this thing with Stansberry, and that she can't believe that this happened, that she threw her under the bus. And I'm just like, well, here's the thing. And me and Mrs. Best called this first episode when we found out that Cheyenne and Lisa were gonna have a rift. I said it's probably because of Stansberry, and it's because Cheyenne wanted to kiss up Stanberry's ass, and that's exactly what happened. It's exactly what happened. You were trying to
Yeah.
get in good with this lady so bad that at any expense you were willing to even throw your best friend under the bus, all to make this lady tee hee, and then you didn't know the thing was gonna backfire on you. Which I don't know how you didn't think that. I don't know how she really just sat there and didn't think that this was gonna backfire on her. Like you can't think you can just, you know, throw your friend under the bus and think that that's not going to come back on you because it will. So yeah, I wasn't featuring that, but but she actually put on a wig this time and had on this she actually looked very nice, even though it was very dramatic, but the color was beautiful on her skin to Seattle. So they split apart. It was funny watching the two vehicles go because in the Lisa car with all the other ladies, they're laughing, talking about how they're gonna have so much fun. And then when we get to Chanel and Jan, the Stansberry's van, they're ignoring each other, and Stansberry's trying to make conversation, and Chanel Yan just looking out the window. She is not trying. She does not see it for
She's
this
like,
lady.
I'm not playing with this lady right now.
She really is. It was hilarious. It was something to see. So the ladies go ATV, and surprisingly, Talene has never done this before, even though she lives in a country that actually does this for not an expensive price. So it's very interesting that she has never did that. And she talks about, let me see, what is, okay, so she talks about how, who was it that went with her? Was it Saba that went with her? Yeah, because Sarah wanted her on ATV. Yeah, so it was Saba. And I don't know why Saba let her drive. I don't know why Saba let her drive because there's no way if you've never driven one of these things, I'm going to get in the back with you. And of course, Brooks and Lisa shared one. So they're driving the thing. Talene don't know how to steer the thing. It was just hilarious to watch because I'm just like, side note, y'all, that's me. I can't drive her to nothing.
Are
So
you kidding? Oh,
when
hell
I
no.
tell you, that's the only time I'm agree with Talene. I can't drive
No,
her
it's
to.
not that hard. Really, James?
When I tell you, see the part
Oh,
where and this is bad to say on this channel, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Me and the cow probably would have had a collision
damn.
because out of fear, I would have tried to get away from it, and probably end up hitting the shit because that's just me. I can't drive, like I really can't. So yes, it's just one of those things I've learned to accept. I'm not the best driver,
Child.
and I'm not afraid to admit it because I'm just not. But yes, it was funny seeing that. But it also was funny seeing the cows chase them. When I tell you, there was a point the camera panned down the drone, panned down on Lisa and Brooks. When I tell you, Brooks got the fuck out of Dodge, she was gone. And I said, that's Mrs. Best. Them cows are chasing us.
I want to play with them cows.
Yeah, she would have been. Mrs. Best would have been gone. I probably wouldn't even have
I'm
seen
a
it. She would have
fast
left.
driver as it is. I'm also a very good driver, but I did drive professionally, so I had a cheat sheet. But I would have been gone. When I say I drive like I'm from Oakland, I mean it.
Yeah, for people who don't know, people who from Oakland drive like somebody's after them. That's
No,
the
no,
best way
wait
to
a
put it.
minute. Maybe faster, but not like nobody's after.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was home recently. Sorry. No, you can't even play that. People from Oakland drive like somebody after them, like for real, like cutting corners, running stop signs. I've seen it all.
It's utilizing every lane, knowing when to run it. Be like, there's a method to the madness. He's being dramatic.
Um, I am not. Well, you know what? Here, don't take my word for it. Just go to Oakland. Go to Oakland.
Don't
The
send the
airport's
people
right
there.
across the street. All you have to do is just drive across the bridge, the little overpass for where that highway is, and y'all just see for yourselves and see which one of us is right. That's all you got to do. That's all you have to do. But anyways, y'all moving on. So we get to this lunch with Shania Yan and Stansberry, and Shania Yan just really does not seem like she wants to be there because she's really mad at Stansberry. And so the lady comes in there. They ordered a pineapple juice and the pate with the chicken and rice. I made sure to write that down because it looked amazing. That is exactly what I'm ordering when we go to this restaurant, Mrs. Best. So I have it written down. We're gonna order two because that chicken looked amazing. It looked like chicken adobo. It looked so good. But so Stansberry opens up and says that I never meant to expose that had I known it came from Lisa because I don't want to come between your guys' friendship. And Chanel, I was like, she goes, it's too late. Like you've already did it. You've already thrown me under the bus. And she goes, I told you that I didn't want to air that and you did it anyway. And it was like, Chanel, I don't believe you. And I didn't believe it. They didn't even have to play the clip that says, hey, we'll bring it up in Bali. They didn't even have to play that for me to say, I don't believe her. Just like I don't believe that she told Lisa that she played the clip for Stansberry and Talene. I don't believe she told her. And she can go about that in her confession saying, I'm more mad at Lisa because I told her I've already played that for Stansberry. I'm just like, okay. So Shania, if you told Lisa that you already played that for Stansberry and Talene, then why did you apologize at the table? It said, I'm sorry I did this. Like, I'm sorry. That's what you told her. So why would you do that if she already knew? I don't believe her, y'all. And I know a lot of YouTubers are like, well, that's messed up of Lisa if she really did tell her. But it was like, well, Lisa's response said it all. Lisa looked surprised as hell that she even did that. And then not only that, once again, I'm not apologizing for something you've already known. I'm not apologizing for that. I already told you. And I would have said that right at that table. Now, but like, now, come on, Lisa. You know I told you, it was right in the room up there, and I told you that she gonna bring this up at this table or at some point in this trip. You had to know that this was gonna happen. Like I would have said that. See, if Chanel Yan had said that, then I would be on Chanel Yan's side. But the fact that she didn't, no. So this whole conversation between her and Stansberry trying to clear her conscience because you knew that was going to be something that table. She didn't just get that from anywhere. So come on. How'd you feel about that conversation with the lunch between Stansberry and Ayan?
Waste of time. I don't buy. I'm turned off to both of them.
Mhm.
One, I haven't trusted Stansberry since season 1. I'm probably one of the only people who do not care about her on Ladies of London either. I just never got the hype with her. I don't buy half of her storyline. I don't even buy the marriage. So I definitely don't trust nothing to come out her mouth. It felt like she was wrong because when you do take where the recording came from and all of that out of it, it's like you're supposed to be having a friendship with this person and you decided to share private information that this person shared with you with a bunch of people, only thinking of yourself, not thinking of your friends. So it's like that part, I guess if we look at it that way, is shady. But then with Ayan, it's like, honey, the way you handled it, you don't give a damn. Your feelings aren't hurt. Your ego is, and your image is, and that's pissing you off. And that makes her look like super narcissistic to me in like the most negative way. So I'm off of Caroline and Chanel.
Me too. I'm kind of like at this point, they like to me. I'm starting to like Saba. And I don't know why I'm starting to like Saba, but hell, she just replaced them two in my book because at the end of the day, you got one who's shady, and then you got one who's just very thinks she's just this overgrand, statue, and it's like, ma'am, trust me, you can be broke down too. It's not that hard. So come on, let's not do this, Stansberry. But moving on from there, they take little pictures, they push themselves on a swing, yada yada yada. So the ladies all get back and they're going to get ready for dinner because there's going to be a palm reader that's going to come and read all their palms. And before we get to that, Sarah goes into Saba's room and tells her that, she's really frustrated with Akeem because she called him because she has to go on this podcast because Sarah works in technology, and unfortunately, and it's changing as time is going on, but tech jobs are all male dominated most parts. It's a male dominated field. So women are, when it comes to women and coming on podcasts and actually being successful, they're trying to open up that area where more women can be in that realm. So Sarah found this podcast where, they want her invite her on there to talk about her business, and they're paying her 45K to do it. And Akeem says, I don't like the dude because he has pictures on his IG or something, or he was modeling with his shirt off, and I don't like that. And it was like, first of all, we're not together. Second of all, you don't pay near bill in my house. Third of all, I wouldn't have to do this if you would man up and do what you're supposed to do and make it official. So what are we confused about here? And thank you, Saba, for saying what I said. Because Saba was like, who is he? He don't pay your bills. He don't do nothing for you. So what are you talking about? Like she said, no, you gotta call him right now. Call him right now so I can get him together real quick. And I said, thank you, Saba.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you,
Mm-hmm.
Saba. Because I never questioned Saba's friendship and her loyalty and her real, like, she does come off like a real lady. I'm watching the racial undertones. That's
She
all
just
I'm
a
saying.
little bit racist. Shit.
Yeah.
It's my personal
Yeah.
opinion. You can't sue me for it. You can't.
Yeah.
My opinion.
She's giving me racial undertones. I'm sorry. She just does. But I have to agree with her in this part. Saba was right. And even in her confessional, which she looked amazing, by the way. Love the outfit, love the makeup. Looked great in your confessional, Saba. You get one from me. You look good in that green dress, and you look good in that confessional. So I'm giving you this episode. So don't get used to it, Saba. Just saying, because I still don't like you, but I actually respected you because you told Sarah how it was, and Sarah knew what it was. Sarah's not stupid. Sarah knew that wasn't something that she needed to put behind the back burner over some man. That's $45,000 for one little podcast. I wish somebody was paying me $45,000 for one little podcast, and I wish
If
somebody would tell me
somebody
I'm not doing it.
if somebody offered me $45,000, knowing my husband, as long as you ain't sleeping with me, hey, listen, you want to pose naked while I'm clothed? That's fine. Give me my money. You want to do a podcast? That's fine. Cut me the check.
45,000 for one little podcast,
Right.
one little episode.
I'll accept
Child,
cash.
please.
I'll accept the shit in quarters.
When I tell you I would drive Sarah up to that podcast, make sure she on time, make sure she got a bagel and some coffee. I don't look, $45,000, but we not rich like that. So of course we gonna be like, that dude lost his mind. So
I
maybe
think
it
that's a
does look
red
different.
flag, though. Like
It is a
with
red flag,
with
absolutely.
him, I believe she said he's Muslim or something of that nature. So in that culture, I could understand that. But then at the same time, there's a little bit of hypocrisy because we done seen this dude on the internet himself posed up naked with people.
I was just gonna say that.
It's really annoying, but then at the same time, it could be for his religion, but then outside of that,
But
it just
see,
doesn't
and
make
that's
sense that why you don't want her to make no money.
right, because that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the money because here's the thing. Y'all cannot pick and choose when religion best suits you. You can't pick and choose when you want to throw your Bible out and then when you want to pull it back. Y'all can't pick and choose that because at the end of the day, it's business. This lady got a child, probably a mortgage, unless she paid cash. I believe she paid cash for that house, to be honest with you. And she has bills that need to get paid. She ain't got no man at home. You not at home with her. So if she has to do what she has to do, and the extra $45,000 in her pocket, I really don't see what the issue is. I really don't. And y'all can throw that religion, y'all can throw
I
well, she the woman,
also
he a man, y'all can throw that all that out there, y'all want. That's ridiculous. Go ahead.
I'd also like to add that I don't you might not be able to see the problem because there probably isn't one. Part of me was like, this didn't feel genuine and I don't buy it. So,
If Sarah
because
is
as much
bullshitting, I'm gonna
money
cut
as
Sarah.
Sarah is worth, I don't think she would be tripping off 45K or that stressed over this like minuscule situation. So part of me when watching it was like, oh, they just trying to give her something so she can feel. Personally, even though I don't care for Saba, replace Sarah with Saba or something because Sarah's been boring me for some time.
I would love to see Saba's life because we ain't seen nothing of Saba's life. We ain't seen Saba's house. We don't know what Saba drives. If she drives, we ain't seen no man. We ain't seen nothing or woman. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what Saba like. So I'm just saying. Yeah, replace her with Saba at this point and make Sarah a friend of the show since Sarah want to do all this. But I don't know. I'm just going with all what she said. It doesn't make sense. As I said, if it were me and whoever I'm with is getting 45,000 for just one little podcast, I'm driving them up there, making sure they on time, making sure they got their bagel and their coffee, and making sure they ready to get and start speaking. Wherever they need to be, they gonna be. That's $45,000. That's a lot of money for one little podcast that probably ain't even 3 hours. So come on. Yeah, that man was tripping. So the ladies get ready and they go down there to have their palm read. Brooks is late, of course. Are we really surprised at any of this? So as before the lady has gets there, Stansberry goes over to Lisa, and Lisa was all like, oh, and she tells Lisa, she goes, I wonder if this lady could tell us how old Chanel Ayan is. And she goes, oh, don't worry about that. I actually got the results from her trip to the dentist. So I'll go ahead and reveal that at the end of this evening. And she goes, really? She goes, yep, I have it. And see, and this is the problem that I have with Lisa and Stansberry because it seems like they want to be friends, but so much has happened between them that they just can't put their egos aside and actually be friends.
Let me tell you this. Lisa's man got money. She got 3 small kids. They all boys, rambunctious as hell. They trying to train them to be professional athletes. Then she's running her company, doing this show, press, social media, all of that. I genuinely do feel like she may be too busy for Stansberry's bullshit, personally. If her kids were like older or something, then I wouldn't think that even if she tried that I'm so busy thing. But 3 small kids, all training to do all these crazy sports, all close in age, and a husband that ain't never around. I need to know more about that. I'd love to dig into her husband because I know their secrets. Just saying. But yeah, I don't know. Stansberry and Lisa will never be friends. I think Lisa's smarter than that.
I think she is too, but it just was funny because they get along really well. So that's why it's like, it's kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. So the lady gets there and she starts reading, you know, the lady's poems. I'm not going to go through everyone's, palm reading. I thought it was very selfish of Saba not to get hers read. I thought that was very silly of her. I'm like, why
I
come on the
know
trip?
it may
Why?
because for depending on her religion, it could be something that is against it, but she didn't particularly explain it. And I wish that Bravo would have like showed her explaining it because I have a feeling that she
That's what,
really
yeah,
doesn't.
or that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I feel like it could
Because her
have
and
something
Sarah have the
to do.
same religion. So that's why I was like, I don't think it's the religion because Sarah did it.
Yeah, but Sarah also does a lot of stuff and came on the show as a rebel of her religion and culture. Like she
Oh, so
acknowledges
you think because Saba follows it to the T, then maybe that might be different.
it could be that, but at the same time, I also feel like she explained it to where we wouldn't have to be doggone questioning it while recapping the episode. But I feel like Bravo cut it out because Bravo has been like, you can just tell they have been editing and chopping up
Mhm.
scenes on every show, not just this one. This one is not so bad compared to the others.
Yeah, so and I agree with that. But they start reading, the palm. Sarah gets her palm read first, and she says, you very busy. You need to slow down. This ain't the year for love. This ain't the year for money. Take some time for you. And was it Saba that said she talking about a king? And,
Yeah.
and I think it was Saba. Was it Saba? It had to have
Yes,
been.
it was Saba.
Yeah, she said she's talking about a king. You better listen. I was hollering when she said that, and she goes, "No, no, she's not." She goes, "Next year, try and love next year. It'll be better for you. Money next year, it'll be better for you." That lady was cracking me up when she was saying these ladies' readings. So then, when Stansberry goes up there, it was the funniest thing to me. She goes, "Well, I have another baby." She goes, "A boy." And they all screaming, and she goes, "You guys don't understand. My embryo is a boy. I have a boy on ice."
I agree with
That's
Lisa. This can't be real once she did that.
We know damn well, but like, get my goddamn money back. That ain't damn well that they ain't having no damn baby.
This lady is likely actively in menopause. If we gonna sit here and act like she gonna have another baby, and I am not saying that as a dig, I am not. But think of her age when she was on Ladies of London. That's what I'll say. I'm not about to argue with y'all.
But here's the thing, and this is the thing. This is what I'm gonna say about this. It's not even the age thing that I'm like talking about. This lady don't even want to have a baby. And why would she want to have a baby? She got a grown daughter that's 19 years old that's finna go off to college. Her boys are 14. I think she has twin boys. Her boys are like 13 or 14 years old. Why would you want to start over? I think that lady ain't trying to start over with no kids. Because this marriage don't even know if this gonna see the light of 5 years. So come on, that lady, I better get my damn money back because damn well this lady ain't having no damn baby. I would be shocked if Caroline Stansberry has the baby or gets pregnant. I would be absolutely shocked.
God would be shocked if
I'm just
Caroline
saying,
Stansberry had a baby.
absolutely. So then, Chanel Young goes, oh no, Lisa goes, I'm gonna go Lisa. She goes, "You're very busy. You're very busy. You need to take time for you and and get emotional." What she say, emotionally well or some shit like that. It was hilarious. She goes, don't be so emotional. Take time for you. And I'm like, that's it. That's all. That's it. Okay. So then Chanel Young goes, and then she goes, "Oh," but she said, "Cheyenne, you've been hurt or something like that. You hurt or you're hurt or something." It was some shit. It was so silly, and I'm just like, y'all really, really playing with this lady. I mean, I'm not trying to criticize her. If this is what this lady does for a living, by all means. But it was just like things that she was saying to the women.
I'm
It was
sure
like,
Bravo snuck her some hints and or tips.
I'm just saying because the things that she was like, okay, I don't. I mean, she tells her you're gonna be rich, you're gonna have money and stuff like that. And we're like, yeah, we know she's gonna have money. She's on a nationally syndicated show who just dropped a makeup line, and the whole episode was dedicated to it. So of course she's gonna have money. People love when makeup come out. Fenty Beauty love when makeup come out when somebody big promotes it. Absolutely. So yeah, we know she's gonna have money. We love it for her. We want it for her. We need this for her. Just saying. So when Brooks finally gets there with her late ass, she goes up to the lady, and the lady tells her the same thing. You work hard, but money's coming to you. Money's coming. Money. And I'm just looking at her like, okay, lady, you don't understand. This is the veteran of veterans when it comes to lifestyle and the riches. Because I told you, a lot of people in my comments, y'all said y'all don't believe Brooks when she's, has this lifestyle and she has men flying around all the time and everything like that. Y'all can say what y'all want. I 100% believe it. I 100% believe Brooks gets flown out a lot of places. I 100% believe Brooks got men in the Rolodex. Now, now whether or not they're freely available? I don't know, because from what I heard about men in Dubai, sometimes it's very Marlo Hampton. So I'm just saying, I believe it. I do. She doesn't strike me as the type that would lie about that. And the way she acts entitled. Somebody, let me tell you something. Black women don't act entitled like that until they've been given something. Once they've been given something, then that's when they can, because they honestly, because if they get it once, they know they can get it again. So I'm just sorry. That's just how I feel. Mrs. Best, do you have anything to add to that?
I don't think she getting like flown out and stuff like that. I think it's coming from the ex, honestly.
And it might be. I'm not saying it's not, but I'm just saying I do believe her when she says she's flying out private. I do believe it. I believe, what I don't believe though is that she's, at this shop all these hours like this. I'm starting not to believe that. Because what do you do
It's a
exactly?
beauty salon. She's renting booths. Like, what are you
Yeah,
doing
that's what
there?
I'm saying. What did
People
you
are
do? What are
picking
you?
up
That's
on
what I
their
said.
own.
Do you do hair too? I'm gonna say, do you do a silk press in a flip? Like, I'm trying to understand. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see as time goes on. We'll see. But moving on from the delays, then go to dinner, and then Lisa and Stansberry then reveal on a platter they have cupcakes, basically indicating the ages of what Chanel Young can be, and it stems from 45 all the way up to 50. So, according to the results, according to her dental and her, her dental spread and dental records, Chanel Young can actually be between 45 and 50, and Chanel Young is 42 legally. So the fact that Stansberry was just so enjoyed because there's a potential that Chanel Young could be older than her, since 50 is the age that they're saying.
Stansberry is dumb. So the lady who looks much younger than you is actually older than you with your new face.
I would be actually mad
Does
if I
she
was Stansberry.
understand? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think the whole time I was watching the episode, and I'm like, wait, I know I've been up real early today, but I don't think she realizes that she's insulting herself. But
No, she doesn't, because it's all about the age. She's not looking at it
stupid.
as the fact that this lady has not had to do the same procedures on her face as you did yours, is what we're saying here. And the fact that you so hell bent on this age thing and overlooking the fact that, it's now a bigger insult for her to be older than you and still look way younger. And it was funny because when I was watching this, a lot of people were like, "Well, how is she? Why would they not know her age?" And what's interesting is enough is you didn't know him, but I said I think this was at ROP actually. There was actually someone that when I was in ROP, the culinary program, there was actually someone who was. He said that in Africa, his illegal age is 30, but when he moved to the States, they said he was like 16 or 17. So he's going to high school, but that's really he's 30 years old. So it's crazy how that shit happens. So I actually heard of that happening, where they're much older. Where sometimes Africans, when they immigrate, sometimes they're much older than what is on their actual driver's license or birth certificates or passports when they come here. It's crazy, 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 crazy. So that didn't really surprise me. But the ladies, it's their last night in Bali, and they said that it started out rocky, started out rough, but they end up getting back together. And now they still feel like they're the sisterly bond that they always were. And that was pretty much the end of the episode, y'all. It goes off. We do see next week that Nina Ali makes her return back on the show to visit Sarah. Y'all pray for me because I do not like Nina Ali, so I'm not looking forward to her seeing her at all. So we'll see. Mrs. Best, did you see that?
Yeah, I don't like Nina, but I'm like, she's boring, so I'm sure that she'll come and go quickly.
Right. I hope she does. I hope that scene is so quick we don't even realize that was her in the scene, and I hope that's the only scene that Nina Ali is in. Please don't bring her to nothing else. Bravo. I don't need to see her. It was
Yeah,
nice
her
to see
being
her.
gone, I think, is actually what's making this show like a little less boring and more fun.
Because she got on my nerves the entire time she was on. That's why I didn't like it because of her. So blast from the past, I guess. But that was it, y'all. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to both channels. We hope that you enjoy what you see. Shout out to Miss J being here with us. We appreciate you. We had fun, reading your comments and everything. Make sure everyone like, comments, and subscribes to my channel because overall, we do this all the time. Almost every day, we are on our channels trying to make it work here. So, don't just sit there and watch. Subscribe. Subscribe to both. But we'll see you guys on Mrs. Best channel. We're about to do Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. And y'all don't want to miss it because that episode was crazy. So can't wait to see you guys there on Mrs. Best channel. And I'll see you soon. Thank you, Mrs. Best, for being here. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.